Shalom. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder, Aharawan Banya Sharala of the Lions Den Camp here in Jacksonville, Florida. Salutations to the sincere Akim pushing this truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm the Car Harab Banya Sharala, coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharala here in Jacksonville, Florida. Now today I'll be coming out with a little fast lesson. I won't be before you too long. I was going through some music on YouTube, and I came across Chic, Good Times, and immediately the Most High sparked my spirit to do a little small little lesson on it. How Jake is around here trying to have a good time. So I'm gonna play a little small excerpt of the music. Fair use YouTube, because they always trying to hit people with copyright infringement or strikes and stuff like that. But yeah, this is fair use, and it is to push forward a point pertaining to the scripture. So without further ado, and this right here, Jake has this on his mind constantly, 24/7, like an ostrich in the sand. Like like an ostrich with its head in the sand. But without further ado, let's get some scripture, because we are not in the times of having a good time and leaving your cares behind. We're in a very serious eon era. We're in a very serious time. And this time is not a time of good time and leaving your cares behind. But this is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 2. It says, "It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart." So it's better right now to be in the house of mourning than to be in the house of feasting. It is better right now, for lack of a better term, to be having your head hanging low, rather than to have your head in the sand, completely oblivious to what's really going on in the world, what's really going on according to the scriptures. This is for that is the end of all men. When you're always having your head stuck in the ground, always got your mind on having a good time, that's gonna be the end of you. That's gonna be your downfall. It says, "And the living will lay it up to his heart." The living, the spiritually quickened, the made alive in the spirit, are gonna lay it to their heart. I mean, they're gonna think about it. They're gonna consider the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. But let's continue. Salaki, this is verse 3. It says, "Sorrow is better than laughter, for by sadness of the countenance." So let me read that again. It says, "Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better." So sorrow is better than laughter. And right now, we're not in the time of laughter. We're in the time of sorrow, actually. Of course, the men of the Lord, they're going to rejoice, because we see the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai coming true. It says, "But sometimes the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better." Sometimes being in a sad state makes you think, makes you understand things, makes your heart, your mind better, because you're able to see what's really going on. Let's see. This is verse 4. "The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth." So there you go. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning. The wise are gonna know and gonna understand, like, yeah, we're not in the time of rejoicing. We're not in the time of having a good time and leaving your cares behind. We're not in the time of fun, having a good time in the sun. We're not in those times. The wise are going to know that. The wise are going to enter into the house of mourning. But the heart of a fool, the heart of fools, their mind, their heart is in the house of mirth. They're caught up on having a good time. They're caught up on trying to living their best life. We're not in those times. We are not in those times anymore. Those times have come and gone. They won't come back until Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua raise up Yasharallah, and then we will be able to have good times and fun in the sun. But right now, you need to be in the house of mourning rather than the house of mirth. I got one more scripture. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 10. Arise, ye, and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. So you must arise out of this place spiritually, because this place is polluted. It'll destroy you spiritually and physically. We have to depart from this place spiritually, depart from this place mentally, because there's nothing but darkness, traps, and things that are set up to harm you, to rip your salvation away from you, and it'll destroy you even with a sore destruction. So yeah, this ain't the time to have a good time and to be living it up and having fun in the sun. And with that, shalom.